What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and today we are going to take a look at a game of Storybook Brawl 99, where I lost everything. You can see what is going to happen here. We are playing the Fates, and we are fated to Humpty Dumpty, which can be a really strong strategy, and I think that it is good, but it's just not going to work out well for us in this one. And this first combat is very close. We almost lose our Humpty Dumpty, but this second shop is great. We get to buy and sell Pollywoggle, pick up an egg, lock the shop, and then next turn we will have a second egg appear in the shop, and we'll be able to buy both eggs. We'll get the Easter egg treasure, and we will be really strong. And you might be able to see where this is going. We're not going to be strong enough, unfortunately. And we're going to be great on this combat. We're going to win and have both of our eggs survive. And the next turn, I'm going to pick up a Humpty Dumpty. We're going to grab the Easter egg treasure, and then I'm going to grab an additional Humpty Dumpty. And the reason that I do this is because playing multiple Humpty Dumpties is actually good. They will protect each other, and if they are able to both survive, then they're both going to get +1/+1 from the Easter egg, and we can start to roll the rest of this lobby. And that's important in Storybook Brawl 99 because we are competing against so many other players that you do have to take some risks and hope to get lucky. Unfortunately, that's just not going to work out for us this time. My opponent destroys not one, but both of our eggs. So we've got nothing. We have an Easter egg treasure. We've got a Fates hero power, both that will give +3/+3 to upgraded units, but we don't even have a single unit. So how can we get back in the game? Donkey might be able to let us survive for a turn, but I don't know. What can we do? I wind up rolling and I find this Pollywoggle. I'm going to cast Earthquake. I'm thinking, okay, maybe Pollywoggle will help us by slaying, and then we'll have a tier 4 unit, and then we can actually do something. Maybe we can claw back into the game. We're not dead. We're still at 40 health, so that's something. We get the Earthquake, we take out 2 of their units, and we lose the 50-50 to attack first. If we had just attacked first, we would have been able to slay, we would have had a tier 4 unit, and we maybe would have had a chance to get back into this game. At this point, I'm thinking I probably want to concede. We do have a really good shop this turn, and that's what makes me not concede. We get to pick up Brave Princess, which is just a great unit. Good with the Fates, and we get to pick up Water Wraith, which is just a scaling unit, so it's good for the amount of gold that we put into it. Maybe we can get lucky, and that will be strong for us in some future combats, but I never just concede and try to farm content. That is one way that you can play Storybook Brawl. You can just have fun with it. If things don't work out, just concede, play another game. I think that is totally respectable, and I really want to get a win of Storybook Brawl 99, but I decide just to stay into it and see what we can come up with here regardless, and we're just going to be slowly losing damage while we cling onto our hopes of losing this game while they slowly fade away. We'll get to pick up a Mummy as well as a Wicked Witch here, so a pretty good turn for us, and then I'll even move around the board a little bit more. This gives the chance for Brave Princess to slay twice, which could be really good. If Brave Princess can slay twice in one combat, that actually could be enough to get us back into the game. There's some really strong treasures on tier 3. We'll just take whichever one gives us the most stats, and then we'll have an upgraded Brave Princess, and all hope isn't totally lost. So for that reason, I'm not going to concede. It's not something that I ever do because I'm always showing you guys my games in ranked play, though sometimes I do things a little bit on the sillier side. But I did just want to make that clear that I'm not typically somebody that would do that, but I definitely considered it here, and I don't think you'd be out of your mind to concede after all of your eggs get cracked and you just have absolutely nothing. And This combat isn't going to go super great for us. We are going to see the Water Wraith grow twice, but Brave Princess fails to slay. Jax Giant just has too much health, and we are not able to get through it there. So pretty awkward for us. We could try again, though. We could use this Queen's Grace to give the Brave Princess +7/+7, and then we also get to pick up Cinderella, Frog Prince. Like, all of these things are looking pretty good, and then we'll also take a Golden Chicken. Now, this is my 4.0 turn, and I didn't pick up any 4-cost units, but that's actually great for us. If we had picked up some 4-cost units, we wouldn't have really been able to fill the board, and now we actually can. Now we can play 7 pretty strong units, and hopefully this Brave Princess can pay out. Oops, I forgot that we were on a sped up game here. So we'll see how that works out for us. Our Water Wraith is going to do some nice work, and then let's take a look. Brave Princess is going to get 1 slay, but that's it. But we tie the combat. So we get to stay at 19 health. At this point, I gotta take a tie as a win and be super happy with that. We do get to do a pretty interesting maneuver here. I'll pick up the Monster Book, and we can use Monster Book to help us complete the quest for Cinderella. So that's pretty cool. I'll also cast this Earthquake just because I want to continue to be a little bit strong. I think it's kind of interesting there that I did not decide to pick up the Court Wizard. I think that probably I should have, just because Court Wizard is such a strong unit. But then I pick up the Copycat, and I was trying a lot of interesting stuff on Storybook Brawl 99 with Copycat plus Monster Book. I don't know why. I just had an itch to scratch that day for using Copycat plus Monster Book to good effect. We're not really going to be able to make use of it this turn because the most important thing is still getting that slay with Brave Princess. We really only have this one final turn to try to slay with it before we are just following more lost causes here. We take out both of their Polywoggles in the back, and we do get that Brave Princess slay, and we get a win. Somehow, we get a win. And Brave Princess completes its treasure. I said we'd take the most statted treasure, and that would be Haunted Helm. But we need to win this game still. And Crystal Ball is a powerful enough treasure that it can actually win games. So I'm going to take Crystal Ball, I'm going to skip the treasure from Cindy, I'm going to cast a few more spells, just hoping that we can get a few more stats on the board. And next turn is 5.0. If we can find Aeon next turn, that would be great. So I'm going to Mask Ball here. It gives us 2 chances to find an Aeon, and I actually do. So I'm going to pick that Aeon up, and then I'm going to get a little bit silly with it. I think this is the correct layout. This is what I should have played. What I instead try to do is put the Copycat in, so that way the Copycat is casting additional spells off of Monster Book, and that will buff up the Aeon and potentially allow it to slay. So we do wind up getting a few extra spells, and that puts Aeon up to 11, but it misses the 50/50 to slay. So maybe next time we're actually still going to be very strong here just because of the Brave Princess, and we're also going to get some bonus gold for my opponent's prize pig. So not all hope is lost. There's definitely still some ways to maneuver. I'm going to wind up picking up Lady of the Lake because it is a ranged mage. Probably want Court Wizard too, but I really need to make sure that Aeon can slay this turn. So I just decide to cast as many spells as we possibly can and forego picking up more mages. But then we see Wizards familiar. That's not really something that you can pass up if you want to play mages, and I even want another Monster Book too. I'm eyeing up the different things that we could potentially do on this board, and I'd really like Monster Book because we've got the Copycat, and it will also just continue to grow the rest of our team here. I'll finish off with the Falling Stars, and I'm going to put Aeon in the first position after thinking about it for a little bit. Just wanted to have first attack, maybe it will slay, and then we can really start to do some mage things and get out of this hole that we've put ourselves in. Aeon is going to be able to slay. So we've got cheap spells. We're not going to get the Copycat to attack, but we've got cheap spells. I love cheap spells, and we are going to potentially have a shot here. Now, unfortunately, we are going to take some damage. We're going to take 9 damage down to 10, so we can only lose... Well, we probably can't even lose one more time. We're probably done losing at this point. And we get to pick up a Forking Rod. So now we've got Crystal Ball, Forking Rod, and Cheap Spells for this turn. We then Mix-a-Wizzle into an Aeon, and then we Mix-a-Wizzle into, I believe... Oh, okay, that's just a Gingerbread Knight. I thought we got another monster book somewhere in there. I think that's coming later. But still, the fact that we grabbed an upgraded Aeon is just going to be absolutely great for us. Now we can use this turn to pick up some more units, because next turn is when we're going to have the cheap spells. So I go for this Aeon. There's also a Spellweaver and a Baba Yaga in this shop, so I think I'm going to want to pick up some of these things in some capacity here. I'm going to move both of my Aeons to the back, and then I'm going to cast Ride of the Valkyrie, because that's going to double cast, and then all of my Aeons are going to give even more stats. Aeon's going to slay, so my spells cost 2 less next turn. Monster Book will die, that'll give all of my Aeons some bonus stats as well, and then we'll have Aeon slay yet again. So my spells cost 3 less this turn, and we're ball forking. So I'll pick up Spellweaver. I am also going to go ahead and pick up this Baba Yaga after some consideration. I think that it's a little bit awkward, but it's just going to help us slay with these Aeons, because that upgraded Aeon we're not actually keeping. I'm going to feed the Brave Princess to the Kraken, and then here is where we get that upgraded Monster Book. And I'll feed Lonely Prince to the Kraken, and now we've got a bunch of cash, and we're actually just all of a sudden, out of nowhere, totally fine, hat-balling, feeling great, and looking great. So I absolutely love this. I'm going to play both of these monster books here. Then I'm going to turn Lady of the Lake into an evil unit just so that I can continue to cast spells. I wind up finding another monster book off of that. Then I'll pick up a golden chicken, a health potion, and lock onto another Aeon. And I think we did it. I think we somehow got out of this hole. I really did not think that we'd be able to do it, but we are doing good, and we're in Hatball. Hatball is really, really good in Storybook Brawl 99 if you ever get the chance to play it, because Hatball has a much higher ceiling than all of the other potential comps. So we could really continue to grow and actually have a shot in this one, as crazy as that would be. I could grab Hand of Midas here. We're level 6, but I feel like the gold is going to be worth it. I immediately regret it because we find this Storm King right after that, so that's unfortunate. Could have had an upgraded Storm King. I just wanted the cash for this turn to be able to continue to cast spells. I thought that was going to be better for us, but unfortunately we lose out on an upgraded Storm King. So a little bit of a bummer, but we are going to get the Slay with upgraded Aeon, so our spells will cost 4 less this turn, and we are battling up against the Ghost here, and we are definitely in this game. We definitely have a real shot, but we're going to be playing up against some really strong opponents at the end too. You can see a Hatball Fork player was taken out of the lobby, so I'm definitely not feeling super safe. I'm going to go for an upgrade on Storm King now that we have missed out on that, and just cast a few more spells, Gigantify and such with these Aeons. We'll pick up the triple of Wizard's Familiar, skipping on that treasure as well, just so that we can cast a few more spells here before the turn is over. Then we can even cast some more spells. We can feed the Kraken on our extra monster book. I decide not to go for this Croc spell. Probably could have done so. And then we find another Scion of the Storm. I think I was calling that Storm King. Scion of the Storm. I will sell off the Golden Chicken to pick that up and then end the turn with Blessing of Athena, double cast off the Forking Rod to give everything else a little bit more stats here. And I think that we've done enough to get back into this one, but let's see. Up against a Potion Master, and does look like we've done enough. Yeah, we're gonna get this win onto Potion Master. They take out our Baba Yaga, so our spells are only going to cost 3 less this turn, but we'll take it. That is still a nice little discount here for us, and we should be able to still do some nice stuff with that, and all of a sudden we are into the top 5 Don't think I want to go for Spellweaver at this point, and don't really want any of these Baba Yagas or Aeons. I just want to spend all of my cash. Well, I don't really have a choice. I need to spend all of my cash making sure that I am as strong as possible, because we had a little bit of a late start compared to the rest of the lobby. And one of the crazy things about Storybook Brawl 99 is we've probably never played against any of these players in the top 4, and we don't know what they're playing. I'm gonna hope that Potion Master is playing mages and that we can kidnap 2 of their mages for them with the Forking Rod on the kidnap. No clue, but it could potentially allow us a chance to pull ahead here. As long as they don't have more ranged units than we do, I think that we've got a decent chance to win this still. And they're actually on trees, so not super great for us because it means we're going to be stealing some trees, but it is going to be totally fine because it means that we walk away with a win. We don't take Potion Master out. They get to live another day, but we get the win, so that's the only thing that's important there. I turn the Wizard's Familiar into a Time Flies, which is kind of silly. Now it means that we can throw it into our hand and it will summon throughout the combat. So that's kind of interesting. We see a kidnap again. Maybe should have gone for it, but I still had a little bit of extra cash to spend. So gonna wind up rolling a little bit more, and then I will end on a spinning gold, and we'll see if we can beat this Celestial Tiger. And they are also on trees. We're gonna summon the Time Flies now, and we are gonna have our spells cost 4 less next turn, so that is really good, and we're going to walk away with a win against Celestial Tiger. So we'll have some additional gold as well from the spinning gold, and we're up against the Ghost. So we have some time to build a little bit of a stronger board here just by casting a bunch of spells and seeing what else we can find and work into. We're really just going to wind up casting a bunch of spells this turn, I think, for the most part. Flourish is fine. We'll cast a healing potion too, and yeah, just setting ourselves up. I would take another Scion of the Storm. There we go. That'll give us a look at some tier 6 treasures. I think we have to go for Pandora's Box. Like I said, I mean, the other ones aren't really even great options here for us, but you need to be big if you want to win Storybook Brawl 99. Only one of these players is going to win, and all of us basically have comps that are worthy of winning the game. I am going to go for a Croc spell here. I think that it is cheap enough to go for. And then I go for a True Love's Kiss on our Time Flies, turn that into a Jormungand, which now works very nicely in mage comps with Baba Yaga Aeon getting to kind of set the stage there. So that's pretty sweet. Our spells are going to cost 6 less next turn, and then we also have this massive Jormungand that gets turned into a statue. But we'll also have these Crocs with Scion of the Storm, and the reason that I'm picking those up is because that could potentially add more Scions of the Storm back into the shop and could help us build into a tier 6 treasure if we are able to triple some Crocs, which we're able to do here. I'm going to put Scions of the Storm and Monster Books into a tier 6 Croc, and we're going to pick up 9th Book of Merlin, which is a huge power spike. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to get rid of the Excalibur that we just picked up off of the Pandora's Box, and then I'll go for Ashwood Elm because I'm looking for Mimic Chest. If we can find a Mimic Chest at this point in the game, we are just like super over the top of everybody because all of our mages will die, and then they will double cast. They'll cast 2 spells, so that can just be really strong for us. Playing Ashwood Elm on the board, which isn't super synergistic, but hey, it's got like 200 attack or something, and the Croc is where the real value lies. But my opponent, Celestial Tiger, I told you, these are all going to be winning boards at the end of Storybook Brawl 99. They have done some nice things with Croc and Black Prism. They've got a whole mage comp inside of these Crocs, and if they have like a pumpkin or something, this could still be really scary. But we still have a Croc, so as long as our Croc in the back line doesn't get like Medusa'd or something, I'm feeling pretty good. Their last Croc opens up, and we're actually just so much bigger than they are. So we are actually going to wind up being fine here. They will have some range units that get to attack against us, and see that we've got some more Storm Kings up in the thousands ready to crush their dreams, and then we get to take out this Celestial Tiger. So we're doing absolutely wonderfully this game, and now we are on to the finals. This could potentially be the final battle as long as we win. If we lose, well, might still be the final battle. And no clue what this Celestial Tiger is up to, but we are just going to cast some more spells and see what we can't get up to ourselves. Evil Twin, I should have gone for, I guess it's fine on Baba Yaga here, but maybe could have gone for that on the Gumblegore just to try to find like another tier 6 treasure. We're going to totally run out of time. With all of the Crocs that we summoned against our last opponent, we're just not going to have enough time to do everything that we want to, but that's okay, because this is the Celestial Tiger player that is playing trees, and we scammed their Echo Wood, bringing it down to 1 health, and that is just going to allow us to easily clean it up. And then we still have this Croc. Still had Aldi's left over. We wind up winning our first game of Storybook Brawl 99, and not only do we wind up winning, we win a game where all hope was lost, where on turn 3, I had all of my units destroyed, and like I said, I strongly considered just giving up there, throwing in the towel, and I didn't, and it wound up being so great that we were able to put all of that together. Honestly, my heart was beating. I don't think I've ever had, other than maybe like in the tournament setting, I don't think I've ever cared more about a game of Storybook Brawl than a game of Storybook Brawl 99, where I was able to lose all of my units and then somehow come back into it. So there you go. There is a reason to never give up, and maybe you can achieve greatness. That is going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.